I don't remember when exactly it was submitted to Phigros, so I can't speak on that because I also don't want to get in trouble with Cinemax. I think Cinemax will rip me a new asshole if I do that. So,
I mean,
uh,
your asshole will get destruction.
Destruction 3, 2, 1.
No, it'll got blasted from.
Never mind. I cringe at that meme. I'm taking that back. I cringe that one. Anyway,
Maybe just getting distorted, maybe.
Anyway, Phigros. Shut the up. Anyway, Phigros is. Hi, everybody. Oh my god, it's been a while. Hi, everyone.
We starting?
Yeah.
That's fast.
No, we needed to.
Yeah, we have no
to,
script.
We have no script, really.
At least give some cue.
I feel like the natural flow of the conversation is more appealing to the audience rather than a mechanical, soulless machine. The corner cab is just the corner cab is just a soulless machine, similar to Phigros.
What a segue.
Anyway, hi everybody.
Introduce ourselves.
Shh. Hi everyone. I'm Enemy. I'm the host of the corner cab, and today I'm joined by Michiko, our editor, and then also RN, who actually was part of the corner cab, who is part of the corner cab team. We've just never announced it yet because RN hasn't been able to join us for any content.
And you know why.
I know.
Just from this episode alone, you know why.
This episode alone is specifically why RN has never been able to join us on the corner cab team. He has actually been lurking. Actually, RN is basically just the person that goes like, yeah, this looks pretty good. And then he disappears into the void.
Such is the development cycle of games.
Pretty much. RN is responsible, but RN also acts as our guest for today. RN is actually, this is technically a discussion episode. This is not an interview episode. We are finally doing a discussion episode that will release on YouTube. This is a discussion episode for Phigros Chapter 8. I've been wanting to talk about this for quite a long time since I was involved in Phigros Chapter 8, as has RN, and Michiko also played the episode live. I think it's been about, about a week ago now?
Almost 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow will be 2 weeks.
I'm going to turn Michi down.
Yeah, the imbalance from this podcast is the fact that two of the speakers over here have close relations with this Chapter 8 update. I'm just an outsider. I'm just a spectator for when the update came out.
Yes, actually. So we will be going over a discussion about a lot of we'll be discussing a lot of things about Phigros Chapter 8. This will also kind of be an extension as I know RN is going to talk a little bit about the development cycle about Chapter 8 within reason, of course. And then I will be talking about a little bit of the development cycle of Retribution as much as I can. Mostly because I know it was a very popular song in the update, which I'm very thankful. If you have played Retribution and you have streamed it, or you have bought it on Bandcamp, I hope you bought it on Bandcamp. If you didn't, moving on.
Why not?
Why not?
Ask why. Ask why not.
But first of all, yeah, why not? Why haven't you bought Retribution? But also stream it on Spotify too. We've been really happy with the reception of the song. That's basically all I wanted to say. And regardless, there's also a lot of other stuff that's happening too. We'll be talking about liminality probably next week, but or something like that. We'll be talking about a bunch of other things. For now, we will jump right into it. Let me see. I actually forgot the list. I'm not prepared. So, chapter. Welcome to the. Rini left, and we are a mess.
All right, let's start off with how the development cycle came to be. Because even for me, scrolling through the Phigros Discord server, like a lot of people have been discussing over on the Phigros Discord server about how long Chapter 8 has been in development ever since Chapter 7 was going out. So I'm predicting it's going to be like 2 years, like since 2021.
I feel like that's my opinion. I feel like Phigros probably took like 2 years. I think it probably has to do with there's a majority of things that it could be. I think especially with some big profile artists. Oh, by the way, we are spoiling Chapter 8, so if you haven't played it, you might want to go play it. But
so probably if you're watching this, you're probably have already played Chapter 8 by now, so
probably, but regardless, warning of spoilers for Chapter 8, please make sure you go play it, or go watch some of the reveals, because I think it's really cool to experience yourself. But, Chapter 8 specifically was, I feel like it probably took like a long time. But a long time. I mean, a long time. Work started after Chapter 7, and last Chapter 7 was Raril, which I was still in college when that came out. So, I mean, RN, are you able to tell us how long it's been in development? Like, from beginning to end?
From the beginning, I'm not really sure. Yeah, I think it has been like in the back burner for like when Chapter 7 is released. So I think at least the songs by 2022, I think the songs have been like done. I think I'm not really sure. I don't have any data on this. Actually, when was Retribution finished?
I was about to say, can I legitimately share when Retribution was sent into you all?
Not sure, but just
I mean, like,
how do you say it? An estimate would be okay.
I think an estimate of like when I finished the song I can give you. I don't know about that. Let me check. Retribution was actually an old idea I had on my workstation like a long time ago. And both Cry and I had sent the idea to Cry because I had been wanting to collaborate again since like Mass Delta. If it to make it perfectly honest, I had been begging Cry to collab again because I wanted to because when I collabed for the first time with Mass Delta, that was basically like the second song I had released. So first of all, one, I was trash. I was completely trash. So like I was carried on that project by Cry. So I wanted to basically have a project where we equally gave enough. That was my big deal. I guess we could consider the birth of the song. Well, I do have some inside info. The original title was supposed to be originally considered Retribution: The True Finale. That did not stick. I think actually it probably was given, but I think the name was told to be changed. I don't remember entirely. Don't quote me on that. One of the titles was in Japanese, and the artist's name was supposed to be Enemy Duels Cry, or another one was Enemy Returns to Face Cry. So I was into like funny artist names. That was a big thing for me like a little while ago. But that was
instead of versus.
Yeah, instead of versus. And then we just went with Enemy versus Cry, which is totally fine because at the end of the day, you grow up, you know. I think Retribution, and then the end was supposed to be like Latin, where it was Vox Polaris. There was a bunch of titles that we went through, but Retribution was officially titled and finished January 2nd, 2021. That was when the song was finished.
Ooh.
On my end.
January 2021, eh?
2021. So I have been sitting on this song for like now 2 years. No, 3 years actually. All of 2021, all of 2022, and then half of 2023. So it's been about 2.5 years since this song was finished. Mastered, done. I don't have to touch it anymore.
Speaking of which, what do you think is the oldest song that Chapter 8 does have? Because I do remember about Jono, who's also a part of Pigeon Games. He makes a few charts as well.
Blind Forest.
Yeah, Blind Forest. He mentioned that the Chariot was made like way back in Phigros' first public song submissions contest.
Oh, like Autoclef. You mean Autoclef? Autoclef made that song.
Yeah, Autoclef. Yeah, the Chariot.
Yeah. I don't know.
And it was just so old that he decided to just, hey, if we're gonna put it into the game, let me remaster it.
I don't remember if so. It could be that Atto and I had the oldest songs, maybe, and then I can't actually speak for Landroot or Fomuki and Cloudy because that's Luminescence and Crave Wave, which I know neither of those artists. Like I have absolutely no connection with them, but.
Sadly.
P.S. Luminescence is probably my favorite song of the entire update. If I have to actually pick one.
Oh yeah,
actually
definitely brings out.
Put away the two Boss songs. Luminescence, I love it. Actually, I think that's actually my favorite song in the entire update. I love it. Crave Wave is really good. I'm not gonna talk about Retribution because that's my own song and that's biasy. But and then I love Chariot, but Luminescence was like gorgeous. I love it.
It definitely brings out the vibe from the side stories.
Yeah. But that was but okay. So Chapter 8 took like My guess is that, yeah, it took like 2 years. It has to have taken 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, mostly because I couldn't get a hold of RN for a lot of things that we're working on. But, yeah, no, Retribution was finished in, like, 2021. So, that was, like, I don't remember when exactly it was submitted to Phigros, so I can't speak on that, because I also don't want to get in trouble with Cinemax. I think Cinemax will rip me a new asshole if I do that. So...
your asshole will get destruction.
Destruction 3, 2, 1.
No, it'll get blasted.
Never mind. I cringe at that meme. I'm taking that back. I cringed that one. Anyway,
maybe just getting distorted, maybe.
Anyway, Phigros. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Phigros' rising popularity amidst the other mobile games. I think I want to talk about that mostly because Phigros has gotten extremely popular. Chapter 8 was insanity. It's
honestly, yeah.
First of all, I compared it, at least on Twitter, to Black Fate. I think it was more similar to Black Fate than anything else. I think there's something that tells me in the back of my head, because first of all, one, I know Chapter 9's gonna happen. Like, let's be real. We all know that Chapter 9's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. I'll see you all in 2028. However, I think
that's not a prediction.
I think Chapter 9. I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like that's going to be their sort of final verdict. As for whether or not that's the end of Phigros' story, I have no idea. I don't know if they're going for exactly the same thing that Archaea is. But what I do know is that a lot of the parallels, at least in Chapter 8, definitely draw parallels to Black Fate. And I know that we're comparing to Archaea right off the bat, but that's like the closest comparison I can think of. Because, RN, can you confirm that any of them were inspired by any sort of Archaea? I would imagine yes.
I honestly cannot say, because I don't know.
Right.
Maybe they didn't get any ideas. Maybe they did, but I'm honestly not really sure. I'm not in that part of the development team.
I probably think so because of the, what we're calling, the anomalies. A lot of very specific information about, that was given in Chapter 8, as well as, the anomalies and all the way the game performs during Chapter 8 is similar to Black Fate, how, a bunch of new stuff was introduced, without us really knowing. I think, how Phigros presents itself. Now it presents itself almost as a mobile game that should be paid, to be perfectly honest. Honestly, the fact that you're not charging us is frankly absurd. But, I feel like with Chapter 8, it's sort of solidified for me why exactly Phigros is popular. Now, at least. The gimmicky nature of it is something that, I think we've evolved from very simple, Igalta going upside down to now a bunch of other fun patterns, such as, for example, we take an opportunity to always reference Opia in one chart or another every update. I feel like. But I feel like the gimmicks have become a lot more tame, despite them also getting visually crazy, if that makes sense. And,
the direction of the effects is going, just as a player from the really very first updates of the game, when, what the hell is it? Ripper was still the hardest shot in the game.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because...
I think Michiko and RN will know more about this because because of Chapter 8, I started playing Phigros more. But...
Okay. Yeah, the problem with Ripper back then, it was because of the very low scroll speed of Phigros back then. Yeah. It was so awkward to play Ripper, and that's what made it very hard for players to play, not only from the slow scroll speed of the nodes, but also the awkward judgment line movements.
Yeah.
If you want a good indicator, of how janky Phigros can be, especially in its early days, there's a video on YouTube of whoever made it was the Uncanny Mr. Incredible, but it's based on each Phigros gimmick. It literally is each one, and I think one of them is one of them, which was painful, was the one where I think it's the judgment line goes up more and more while the scroll speed also slows down. It's kind of like what happens in the middle of Distorted Fate, like before the like calm down like heartbeat section.
thing.
Yeah, like that sort of gimmick. Like someone mentioned, it was it was basically that sort of thing. But yeah, I digress. But no, Chapter 8 has risen in popularity a ton. And I'm really excited to kind of see where they go from here. Pigeon Games is now sort of center stage. I don't think exactly center stage because I think they're fighting their way into it. But especially with Phigros and now the emergence of Rizline, or excuse me, Rizline.
You gotta get the Riz.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate that that's how you say it. I hate that that's how you say it. The developer, did they know?
Well, it was revealed back in 2020, so
no, I mean
it's way before the meme.
Oh well. If that's the reason Rizline gets popular, I will be disappointed. Anyway,
well, the problem with Chapter 8 is that now Phigros just makes itself much more unpredictable with how it presents. With how it presents itself.
Well, it shows that free-to-play rhythm games now can accomplish this sort of thing. The only time can accomplish this sort of high-budget presentation. We haven't seen this sort of high-budget presentation, or at least not to this extent. I feel like since Archaea in general. And I mean, like, I think Lenoda also accomplished Lenoda too, but this sort of like theatric, this sort of theatric presentation is more prevalent with Archaea more than anything. I feel like, and to an extent,
that is for certain. Mm-hmm.
And to an extent, it's just an interesting thing to think about, especially with like free to play games being a lot more high budget now. And I'm liking it a lot, but also I'm hoping there's a bunch of other issues that come with that as well. For example, some artists can't get paid for some like high profile artists can't necessarily get paid except through donations, or their contract fees are lower. I could get into a whole topic about that, but that is an entirely different discussion. But that's one concern from this sort of thing happening, but it's a very minimal concern in the fact of I personally just like to provide the songs for the enjoyment of rhythm games. It would be nice to be compensated and licensed for that matter, but to be honest, as long as people are playing songs and are happy about it, that's what I'm more concerned about. But
there's definitely much more caveats that us as international players would almost never get to touch on.
Yeah.
Especially with how Pigeon Games operates for mainland China players.
To be totally transparent to all artists out there, Phigros treated us very well. I want to point that out actually really fast. They actually treated us very well for this update. So, and by that I mean like they took care of us. They were making sure that we were like satisfied with our ends of the deal, because we still had to like contract this stuff. Because at the end of the day, Retribution is exclusive for Phigros. So we tried to take steps just to make sure, we all took steps to make sure that we were all satisfied with how this was going to play out and how it was going to roll out. So I just want to point that out there for the artists. We're not saying that like Phigros is bad. We're saying that the fact that, first of all, that the game is free to play and that they were able to fairly negotiate with artists is frankly insane. Which props to the Pigeon Games development team. I think we can keep that in.
Props to CDMax and the gang, honestly.
Rip CDMax.
Managing this.
Rip CDMax's wallet.
Yeah. He's already, like, you know, he got thrown in the volcano sometimes.
Ooh.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while since he's been thrown into the volcano, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's probably a fully, you know, grilled duck by now.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, the effect I think I also want to talk about, we talked about Rizline, but like the effect that Rizline has had on development probably has had to be massive. I don't think RN probably knows anything about this, because as far as I know, RN, you're not involved in... Yeah, you're involved not really in Rizline at all, right?
I know nothing.
Okay. I'm calling it Rizline. Screw you all. But I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if Rizline might have added a solid year onto Chapter 8, if I'm being honest. If I had to predict it. Like, I feel like it probably took about a year.
Yeah, because the charting teams are kind of the same actually.
Yeah. And
That's
it's
also
mostly the
probably why.
same as we've seen.
Yeah.
right, yeah. But
I think the only problem that we're seeing from Rizline right now, Rizline, whatever,
This line.
is the accessibility or how many people even know that the game even exists.
that is a problem.
Because
Marketing seems to be a
the
problem right now, but
yeah, especially when the Paradigm Reboot collab was released, that was not necessarily a blunder. It's just a very unfortunate event
I think Pigeon
where
Games mostly just focused towards advertising Chapter 8, to be honest. I think they picked one. I think they had to pick one of the lesser two evils. They could either advertise Rizline but let Chapter 8 completely flop in terms of social interaction, or they could advertise Chapter 8 and Rizline would basically go on a shadow release for international specifically.
we just gotta see for Rizline how it will perform for us, especially for us who are able to purchase the full version of the game.
Yep.
And I'm still frustrated with the amount of people who said that buying the full version of the game constitute as a battle pass. No, it's not a battle pass. It's just a song progression map. You just gotta grind for the game.
It is a song progression map. Yes, and by the way, the Battle Pass, listen. The Battle Pass costs $1. Get over yourself. Like, if it is a Battle Pass, then it costs $1. Get over yourself. You have $1. I guarantee you can find one. Like, you can walk out on... You have a better chance of walking out on the street and finding $1 on the street. And you're telling me you can't afford it. I mean, there's people... we get financial situations. Small rant here that I'm putting myself on a soapbox. First of all, it's $1.
Also, honestly,
and first of all,
how
do we make money here? How do we make more products? How do you think Chapter 8 was afforded? Basically, it didn't come exactly from Cinemax's wallet, although I'm almost 100% that 95% of his 95% of it came from Cinemax's wallet, but 5% of it came from Rizline, all right? Probably, or something like that. So
it's probably 100% from someone's wallet, but I'm not sure whose.
Yeah,
hey, yo, if Cinemax is in the comment section, please put down the receipts, and I mean literal receipts. not actually, don't do that. But I am almost 100% certain that at the end of the day, the people that were bitching about Rizline, about having spent $1 on Rizline, their life was probably not affected. I guarantee you there was probably something in your life that you were not going around like, damn, if only I had that one extra $1. Like, let's be real. Rhythm games need money to sustain themselves, unless they are, like, Pigeon Games and Rizline is a commercial rhythm game. So this is basically how Pigeon Games is stepping into the commercial rhythm game market. Because because Pigeon Games understood that although Phigros is great and fun, you can't sustain a free-to-play game of that quality for that long. Because...
honestly, yeah.
It takes a lot... Because you have to pay charters. You have to pay people that are making MVs. You have to pay the artists. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You have to pay... You have to pay the people that make the content. You have to pay the people that make the content. And it's the same thing with Archaea. I think people are pissed off. People are also pissed off about Archaea, and that's an entirely different discussion. But Archaea's got to make money too. And same thing with Lenoda. Now, Lenoda's subscription service I have thoughts about, but that's a different story entirely. And...
I mean, unless you're like one of those, weird person who just, oh, I can live without any money. I can just go pick up fruits in a forest, or, just go, live in solitude with in nature, and, just if you don't need money to survive, then please
as an artist,
tell me. I would love to know how do I live without spending money.
Oh,
because I'm hella broke. Thank you.
I live as an artist, so imagine I live off the berries and nuts in the ground. All I've got is the cabin, my Dutch oven cook stove, and then my RTX 4080.
just heating up the stove to cook up.
My computer itself, when it was rendering Retribution, to heated up my room. So I think I'll be good for the winter. But anyway, the point is I think Rizline circling back, I think Rizline's development did affect I think it did affect Phigros' development. Chapter 8 development. But I think probably if I had to guess probably by a year because there was a lot of work that went into Rizline. Go play Rizline and go spend $1 and stop complaining. But that's just me. I get it though.
Well, as
a lot of the Japanese players, I mean, they have been asking me in my I do lurk behind the official Twitter account, right? There are sometimes players who are asking me in my DMs, hello, will there be a way to support Rizline more in the future?
I mean,
or someone just outright said, hello, $1 is not enough for me. I want to spend more on this. How do I spend more? And I was like, bro.
To be fair, honestly, I am kind of I mean, it is kind of the mentality of if you have 1,000 if you have say you have a fan base of Rizline, sadly does not have this player base, but say there's 500,000 people that play Rizline and all want to buy the pass. If everybody spends $1, oh, we have $500,000. But I mean, the only problem is yeah, I mean, there is some part of the content where I'm I would like to support the game a little more. I mean, Pigeon Games already does all this for Phigros, and then it's Phigros, we want to actually spend money on you, and they go, okay, give us $1, and I'm like, pigeons. Sometimes it feels sometimes it feels like I'm actually communicating with a pigeon. I feel those eyes stare at me. I feel them stare at me basically I'm looking at a pigeon's eyes, and it's I go, can I spend money on you? And the pigeon looks at me and goes, $1. And then I'm like, no, but I mean more than that.
And then the pigeon says, take it or leave it.
Was it the
$1? $1, take it or leave it.
Yeah, actually, no, I like that. Yeah, I like to think that the pigeon just says $1. What? $1. Is it? What was the RN tweeted out? I think during the day after Chapter 8 tweeted out the picture of the pigeon with the speed lines around it.
Which one?
It was the picture of the pigeon.
Which one? Let me see.
You can hear that crisp scroll wheel.
Anyway, anyway, finding out inspirations for Chapter 8 anomalies. RN, do you know anything about this?
Oh, hold on a sec. I'm just gonna shoehorn this thing in as a disclaimer for those of you who have been complaining about not being able to purchase that $1 full version because your nationality's Google Play region doesn't support your payment system. I feel sorry about that. You can probably complain more on the official Discord server.
I was about to say that's a different situation, and I get that. I get that. That's 100%.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people.
I do not want to have any kind of backlash from this.
I'm talking about the people that complain why do I have to spend $1 on the rhythm game for a pass? Even if this was a battle pass, my dude, it is permanent, and you're paying $1.
I mean,
it's okay.
You can actually buy coins from not inside Google Play.
Yeah.
Wait.
There's actually a way. CN115. He posted a website for you to bind the coins out of if your region does not support the payment system. Yeah.
As a joke, I call him CNN.
How have we? Yeah, no.
It's pinned. It's pinned in the Rizline channel.
Oh, okay, good.
Wait, what? Hold on, I want to check this because I have
Thank you.
I have not listened about this.
Thank you, CNN News.
I'm gonna. Oh my God, it is. Wait, what? There's a buy coins. Oh, but you have to make.
Well, that's solved.
Account.
Anyway, moving on.
You need to make an account. You know what? I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna buy 5 coins right away.
What are you gonna use the 5 coins for? What do you? Someone in Rizline. Someone in Rizline has 1,000 coins just to flex.
I mean, probably.
Anyway, inspirations for Chapter 8 anomalies. RN, do you know anything about this? And I'm talking about the effects and everything.
The effects.
Yeah. How was it like to create
the luminescence? The luminescence effect is probably my favorite thing. so far?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I honestly have no idea.
Okay, moving
I
on.
have no idea about the
You guys make
iteration.
storyboards or something?
I think the effects are all made by one person, I think, which is Vitamax, who is in charge of the game's UI.
Oh, okay.
He planned
Okay.
the effects.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, he is the only one who worked on the designing effect, and later we as the Pigeon as a whole we implement that effect into the game.
Okay.
It started out as a video. It started out, everything starts out like more like a video, I guess.
Okay.
And then you replicate the video in Unity.
Like how EGHD Heaven like actually puts effects in his like perfect videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
A bit less you know. Yeah, I cannot say this word out live.
Oh, okay. Then forget it. But there was what was it? Kind of a funny tangent actually. When I watched my first ever like the first like video I watched of EGHD Heaven's like stuff was like the Lenota Stasis perfect video, like back when Stasis came out. And I remember like he did like the lens flare sort of like effect on like the screen to show that when he was getting close to the perfect purified.
Oh yeah.
And I remember seeing that effect, and I remember getting thrown off because I was like, "Wait, does that actually happen if you get close? What the?" Like I remember that happening.
No, to the entire video.
Well, no, he placed it at like towards the end when he started to get close, and it was like that started to happen, and I was like, "Wait, does that actually happen? Because if so, that would be really cool." So call out to the other rhythm games. Please implement this feature. This would be pretty cool if, as you're getting close, like to get that adrenaline rush going, like start like lighting up the screen in some way that you're like getting close to a like either an all perfect or something like that. I think it would be pretty
We're gonna have to ask the not ITG makers to do this, I guess.
They probably will. Someone's already done it, most likely. Anyway. All right, well, moving on from the...
Definitely getting closer to that as well, considering what it did for like the special animations for limited time event songs.
Definitely.
But anyway, going back to Chapter 8.
Moving on from the anomaly stuff, because I feel like there's not enough information and really to talk about that. We just think they're pretty cool. But let's talk about Cube Man. Cube Man.
Cube Man, yeah, Cube Man.
Cube Man.
The Mr. Delete.
Mr. I will kill, I will destroy the world. No matter what you do, I don't stop. I am the only one who knows. Anyway, Distorted Fate. Distorted Fate is a song, and almost 100% it's Pandora Paradox 2, in my opinion. It's Pandora Paradox 2.
I said it on my live stream as well. I don't know why. Back when I was watching the cutscene for Distorted Fate, my reaction was like, oh, what does it sound like? And then I just saw Distorted Fate, Sakuzio, and then I just, oh, Sakuzio. Just that. Almost no reaction whatsoever. I don't know why I have almost no reaction, just because I know for a fact that I had to get a good score on the site read.
I still think one of the best reactions so far. I don't remember what the channel was, because I had watched a bunch of Chapter 8 like reactions, because first of all, I wanted to see, for my own like field research, I wanted to see what parts of Retribution did people like, so that I could like figure out some stuff for myself. But then also like I also wanted to see, you know, obviously people's reactions to Destruction 321 and then also Distorted Fate. And someone's reaction, I don't remember who it is, what channel it was, but I left a comment on it. And shout out to this YouTuber. If I find out, I'll link your channel in the description below or something like that. But I remember his reaction when he saw the Sakuzio, Sakuzio! Woo! And I was like, that's an honest mood. But
yeah.
I may know what the channel is. I mean, I remember you hopping into the live chat for it.
I didn't hop into the live chat for it. I think I took a picture of the reaction in the chat, because I think like 4 people that I know that follow me said like enemy sweep when Retribution came up. And
enemy sweep.
I'm still very disappointed they did not do NM-sweep. Like NM sweep. That is what's disappointing to me. But I digress. Next time. Anyway,
next time
on Phigros. That doesn't imply anything, by the way, before the audience thinks anything. That doesn't imply anything.
No, that's just a song title in Phigros.
Yeah. But, yeah, Distorted Fate, it's basically Pandora Paradox 2. And if I'm not mistaken, I think what tipped it off to me also was, isn't some of the Phigros development team like actual like My players? Like for on My International?
I am one at least, but I'm not sure what the other guys.
RN is a rainbow god.
I only know CT Max as well.
Maybe Xpeng does play My, I guess.
Well, the problem is that he's not living near my cabinet right now.
Yeah.
Is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, Europe.
I don't think he is.
But I know RN is rainbow god, so.
No,
I
lost.
You lost rainbow?
From my... No, I lost my arm skills when my left arm broke.
Oh shit.
Oh,
ouch.
Okay.
Damn.
That's very unfortunate.
Damn. Sad.
I also
I
am
can't
tired
even
of
ask
playing
more
my
songs anymore.
Anyway, going back to Distorted Fate. We're getting off topic. Yeah, it's Pandora Paradox 2. And personally, if I have to make a prediction, I'm wondering if it's the reason this update took so long. That's my prediction. I don't think that's why the update took so long, but then again, hearing some rumors of how long some certain Sakuzio songs took so long, like well, there's evidence to back it up. There's an interview between there's the Hardcore Tano C video between it's an interview between Topazolite and Sakuzio when Silent Phobia came out.
Oh, what Silent Phobia, yeah.
Yeah, and it's literally I think that conversation literally can be boiled down to Topazolite literally going, yeah, we were trying to release it, but if I remember correctly, it was like Sakuzio was like very picky about the song, and so I think there was actually one part where Topazolite actually said, yeah, so actually when we released it, I wasn't happy with the master or like the mix or something like that, so I switched it with Sakuzio's without telling him, and Sakuzio was like, you bitch. Like and I think Sakuzio said something to the effect of be careful when you walk home tonight.
You walk in the dark.
Yeah.
Is the interview ever
that is
translated?
Well, I mean, like some people like told me bits and pieces because unfortunately I don't speak Japanese as well. So like some people gave me bits and pieces because they said the interview was like that. If you're somehow someone that also speaks Japanese and watches this show, please go watch that video. That's a pretty funny one because it's really funny to see It's really funny to see Topazolite and like Sakuzio technically fight each other. But that was part of the reason why I was going like I saw Sakuzio and I was like, oh, that's why this update took so long. Because Sakuzio is just very picky about the songs he releases, which makes sense. Also, isn't like Picasso from Lenoda like really old? It's like a song from 2016.
5 years in the making.
What the fuck? Anyway, moving on. So yeah, we love Distorted Fates. I think the next topic was about me and Retribution and the anxious wait. I mean, that's kind of implied. To be honest, Pigeon Games.
Oh, actually, can I add something about
oh yeah, sure.
At least? I think the charts for almost pretty much the game, it was revised more than 10 times at least. After every finished one, like we obviously play tested, right? And sometimes there are bugs, sometimes the note placement doesn't feel right or something, right. And it ended up being over 10 revisions at least for Distorted Fate.
Release all of them as another charts.
It's been a lot, and that's the one of the reason why 6 people worked on Distorted Fate's AT.
Oh, okay. That's weird. 6 people is Divination Fortune.
Yeah.
That's weird. Like I was asking, why is there that many people on the credits?
I mean, honestly, you see 198. 198 he's here for the effects.
Right.
Oh,
By the
yeah,
way,
for sure.
And then there's so everyone else.
speaking of divination fortune and speaking of distorted fate, so Gio's on the moon
It's
now.
supposed to be divine. It was supposed to be divine fortune, but someone typoed it.
Divination. I don't know. Divination fortune actually kind of works a little. I don't know. Actually,
Yeah, it kind of works.
please, for the love of God, no. I'm gonna put this out here. Phigros, please hire an English translator. I beg of you.
We are trying to improve English translations. I mean,
I was about to say, please.
I mean, some of the chapter 8 translations, like how which one is it? Look at the problem from a
It was
different
better.
perspective.
It was better. It was better.
That's the one I QC'd. The rest I did not.
I just remember like
a lot of people. I've been begging them to get an English translator.
Dog, you have no idea. I like RN, if I have to really guess, like I'm being serious. Like, and this is to all developers also that are not dominant, that are English as a second language. Please, for the love of God, you all have no idea how much of a turnoff it is when native speakers of their language have to fight through understanding what like the video game players are saying. You have no idea how many times that will push players to hit skip story. Like almost all the time. It's actually it's almost like you know how in YouTube you go like, well, how important is audio quality really? And then you realize, oh, when you have better audio quality, oh, everybody will like, more people are actually inclined to watch. It's like that sort of thing. Like,
I mean, unless you're a maniac, I mean, you don't really release songs at 128k kilobits per second MP3, you know?
right, but I'm talking like audio
We're
quality
not
and
streaming services.
Basically what I'm saying is to all developers, as on behalf of English speakers, like I get it, us Americans, I know. Anyway, but the point is, if you were trying to understand in something in your native language, after a while you'd get frustrated and just move on. That's what it feels like. So that's why I go for the love of God, please, English translation. However, props to Pigeon Games. They did a much better job in Chapter 8. Thank you.
Yeah, I just hope that they would work a little bit more on the Limbo wiki.
Man, I have kind of
Limbo wiki is mostly fan made.
I have kind of
Yeah, I know it's fan made, but for some reason it was like officially endorsed.
It's like 50% officially endorsed.
Yeah. That being said, man, I've kind of bashed Pigeon Games this episode. Sorry, guys. Sorry, pigeons.
If you understand Chinese to a good enough degree that you can read our stories and translate them properly, please give us a hit in the Pigeon Games official channel of Twitter. Maybe
they really are looking for someone. They really are looking for someone.
Ping anyone from the mods.
Yeah, just ping anyone in the mods.
Just ping like Cinemax and
I'll personally give you a a translation test to see if you can keep up with all the bullshits happening in the text.
Please,
because I've been QCing both English and Japanese.
Oh.
I mean, it's still weird because there's no one really who really understands Japanese to a perfect degree. I mean, I'm trying.
Right.
I'm almost there. I almost got a degree in Japanese now, but I'm not sure about it, honestly.
This all came off. This whole discussion stemmed off of distorted fate, from the charter name being not divine fortune, just divination fortune. I'm gonna be real. I thought that was correct. What?
Yeah, I don't think for some of us don't really care about the aliases, because that's one of the problems for secret aliases in main story chapter songs.
I don't know, divination. Yeah. I mean, for me, divination fortune, I thought nothing of it. I just thought it worked. Like.
Yeah, the naming. Yeah, because DF, of course.
DF, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even catch that until just now. Fuck. God damn it.
That's literally the entire gimmick of naming the charters.
Whoops. I didn't catch that gimmick until now. Oh well. I remember asking. I think I remember asking. I did ask Blind Forest though at one point. I was like, "Hey, who made the chariot though?" That's the real important question.
Yeah, it's him and CDMX.
No, I was like,
Yeah,
I said like, "Who made it?" Your Cinemax, so that I can thank them properly.
both, I guess. Like,
I don't know, maybe
it's
both.
pretty much the same position when Opia was made, I guess, where it was RN and Blind Forest, and then it was supervised by GT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. But the anxious wait. Yeah, so I talked about Retribution was completed in like 2021. I don't remember exactly when I sent it to Phigros, and I don't think that really matters anyway. But yeah, it was a long ass wait. I had to sit on that song for a very long time. The original title of the project was actually called God Ray, and I remember it was inspired by Godheart at one point, but I don't remember exactly Godheart by Blackie, but I don't remember exactly how the song sounded. I have the original project files. I can pull it up and show some of the original ideas. I'm very happy that the kick patterns I used are giving people trouble. That makes me happy. I am.
At the drop. I mean,
No, bum, 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 bum.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That pattern was me. That pattern was me. You're welcome.
Okay, now I know who to sue now. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. I actually, what's even funnier though?
We're gonna do a class action lawsuit.
What's even funnier though is actually once I learned to hit that pattern, I was like, wait, this is fucking easy. Like, actually, all you have to do is just like, tap and slide at the same time to the pattern.
Yeah.
It's not that.
It's almost impossible on a side read though.
On a side read, it's impossible to get that.
Impossible.
Oh, also,
I'm pretty okay
people.
With my score, though.
Okay, so people were asking this, by the way, about Retribution. The end kill. Who did the end kill? The end kill specifically.
You?
Technically yes, but also not. Cry made that part, but it was inspired by a song that is not released yet, that I can't talk about yet. But it was inspired by something in that song. That's about as much information as I will give. But he decided he wanted an end kill like that, and I was like, cool. So in that thing, we consider it a joint effort. It is something that is distinctively me, but it was made entirely by Cry. My only
it's time to fly to America and Argentina and sue you both.
Not Argentina. The end kill, I don't know. The end kill was actually not terribly difficult. I think it's just the kick patterns in the middle.
It's not hard. It's not really hard if you can play it.
I think what's funny is that it's a 15.8. It's like very close to a 16. It's very funny.
You can just say to any chart, if you can play, then it's easy.
The original idea for Retribution was the piano in the beginning. That entire the blum dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
that was all me.
I would guess that's. Yeah.
That was I made that entire first part, and then the choir and everything was also me. So that entire first section was, and I have the project file to prove it. But
I thought the choir was made by Cree because
Cree?
Because okay, yeah, I'm just pronouncing because of the works for the song that's in La Noda.
It might have been his choir VS. It might have been his choir instrument, but the choir pattern was me. I have the entire
okay.
I have the entire actually I have the whole pattern here, but like actually wait a minute, opening FL.
Fingers crossed Discord doesn't crash.
Discord will not crash.
Okay.
I've got a Ryzen 9 in my computer. It's good.
What a flex.
My processor does not. My processor rarely ever passes 50%, at least on FL. Okay, so my audio is shared on the actual thing, so I'm only going to sort of. I think I should be able to sort of see. Ooh, let's not pick that project. That is not supposed to be revealed yet. Stuff is coming. I think
custom project.
What do you mean? All projects are custom. What do you mean?
Well, a specific custom.
Don't worry about it. There's So yeah, I think like the part of one of the parts of Retribution was, why is this taking so long to launch? Am I missing stuff? Oh! Yeah, anyway, but there's a lot of stuff on there. Let's move on to the next topic while I find this stuff. Early Chapter 8 song popularity measurements. RN will probably know this. Can you tell it? I mean, obviously, can you tell us, like, specifically, like, what songs, like, how they're ranking up to every song in Phigros? I mean, Chapter 8, obviously, in the, like, overall popularity is probably going to be, like...
As in popularity?
Yeah, yeah. Unless you want to... Unless you probably can't tell us that.
I actually don't know. I actually haven't, like, you know, never really cared about the, popularity of the songs. I mean, it's probably, you know, the focus is on either Retribution or Destruction 3-1 or Distorted Fate.
One of the three.
Because, you know,
they're 15s.
They're all 15s, yeah. And rhythm gamers tend to, you know, they have a tendency to like harder songs more than anything else, so...
Masochist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you can say they're masochist.
From my experience of making content, well, I'm making highlight videos of those songs for my channel. There's a definite scale on how much views those videos get compared to the 15s or the 16s that we've mentioned. It's basically just like the lineup of songs that you would see from the game, like Crave Wave, and then Luminescence, and then the Chariot goes almost unplayed because those were easier levels and people can easily fight them and then just ignore about it because, hey, got a perfect score. That's it. I enjoyed the songs. I enjoyed the chart. Got a all perfect on it. We're done. And then struggle on Retribution, on Destruction 3-1, and of course Distorted Fate, where it would take like tens of tries to possibly get an S, a V, or even a Phi. That's mostly where people's minds would fixate it towards the entirety of Chapter 8. But all of them were really good. But excluding the boss songs, I would definitely say the Cherry was one of the more fun ones to play.
Out of the non-boss songs?
Out of the non-boss songs.
Yeah, I like the Chariot, but I really liked Luminescence, to be honest.
Chariot is really good, honestly.
Yeah, the Chariot is just casual. There's subtle references to Opia because, once again, you cannot get one pattern away from that chart being spread around any other song that gets updated right after that.
All right, I found it. I got the project. After a little bit of digging. Well, I think actually I can like share. I think if I don't think it'll fuck with OBS if I screen share on Discord, so that the other people can hear it. This is one of the project files for Retribution, but tell me when y'all are tuned in.
I'm in.
It's spinning on my end.
Try harder. Try harder.
There we go.
Okay, so there was, I think, oh wait, this is...
You have 2 screens?
Yeah, I have a double monitor setup.
Bro, I want 2 screens too. I don't have money for it.
Okay, wait, actually, I'm gonna open the God Ray project file, because that's the original project file that Retribution was on. And then that's what I sent to Cry, and then Cry was like, send me. And then I was like, what? And he said, send me.
You're capturing this, right? The audio.
Yeah, it's on my Discord audio. Let me check something, actually.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, wow, that's a really old part. Also, whoa, Discord is like, oh my god, FL Studio is like so fucked up on my end. I mean, it's probably because of like the streaming in the OBS and shit, but this was I think this is the original idea. Yep, there's the original piano.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, those kicks were cry. That was cry.
I love the kicks.
Let me see. There was also, what's this? There was drums actually before. If I remember correctly.
This does not feel like a damage.
No, it's Decimator.
Oh, it's Decimator, huh?
I'll turn off the drums for now.
Yeah, the reverb was a bit over much.
Yeah.
You write better melodies than I do, honestly.
I don't know. I feel like this was a long ass time ago. There was also some other stuff that was interesting about this. There was a different way that the song started, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yeah, see, the choir was me.
Which one is this? Which choir is this?
It's the beginning of the song. And then there was also... Oh, yeah. So here's what the full idea sounded like, actually, and from the beginning. And that was the idea I sent to Cry. And then he was like, yeah, give me it all. I can also... What was these? That was a Rise. Here are some of the... Ah, there they are! There they are! The legendary kick patterns!
It's a kick.
Oh, yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry. No, I'm not even fucking sorry. This will induce trauma in Phigros players for the rest of their lives.
I don't know, it just brings like that very faint memory of Anomaly.
Yeah. Here's some of the other ideas that were actually in here from the beginning, I think.
Oh, is this was going to be like the interlude section? Like chill before the storm?
The way my project files work out is I actually have a bunch of ideas that are spread out. Like I basically wrote a bunch of stuff. So I think this entire first section, like the whole piano, that whole section was like the first part. And then I think I wrote a bunch of other stuff. I know there's like some sort of drum step, like, I think it's this part, I think. Yeah, that was gonna be in Retribution, but that never passed, or before it was Retribution. And it's me like chopping up samples and everything, because I wasn't doing much sound design back then. That's some of it. I think, was this like the ARP in the back? What is that though? Oh, it's the rude lead, but I literally labeled it as World Vanquisher. Anyway, the piano is actually like super simple though. But that was Retribution's like original idea. Let's see if I can find the...
I think I recognize that piano.
The piano?
I'm not sure what it is.
It's Grandeur.
The piano. The what again?
It's Grandeur for Contact.
Oh, Grandeur. Oh.
Oh.
It's the piano that Ajakora uses, AK plus Q. Let me ignore that. Let me see if I can find this. I hope this
I've been using like three or four different pianos in like 2 or 3 projects lately.
It's like shopping for an actual instrument. It's actually insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
Let me see. This is, and sadly, this project was on my. This project was imported over from my laptop back before I had an actual like project thing when Retribution was being made. So like all of the stems that were on Cry's end are not here. So literally, it's only my stuff over here. That being said, I mean that was mostly Retribution. What else? While this is launching, what else can we talk about really quickly? Plans for the future and the rise to free-to-play content. We already talked about the rise to free-to-play content, but Phigros' plans for the future. I know Chapter 9 is coming, but because I think all of us know. Yeah, hope.
I hope.
God, I hope. But I digress. Like, I don't know. Phigros could go far, but it really depends on what they want to do. Oh my God, that's the end kill.
Speaking about the the rise of how you say it, non-commercial games, I think there's been a lot of how you say it, a lot of developers who are trying to contact us for our songs for free because hello, we are non-commercial, we don't make money, can I have your songs for free?
It's not that simple.
Yeah, it's not simple. I mean, I have to pay my bills too.
Like, let's also put it this way. Phigros may be free for development, but I'm going to be perfectly transparent. Phigros paid us. They paid like they actually put money in front for Chapter 8. So this is not just a bunch of songs that happen to be in the game because of goodwill. Some people actually are approached. You think Sakuzio wrote a boss song for free? You're lying to yourself. There's no way. The only person that would be insane, the only person that would be insane enough to do that is probably Camellia. But, like, and he's not insane. He just can't do it because he's gonna make money anyway. So
because he's Camellia, yeah.
Because he's Camellia. But like, it's not necessarily that simple. Free-to-play content is definite. We're seeing a good amount of free-to-play content, but those who do free-to-play content are honestly now getting respected more in the community due to the fact that they are fronting it from their own pocket more. Because some of these artists, especially like Team Grimoire, was not free. I can almost guarantee you. Sakuzio was not free. Who else is there? I don't know about Seiyuda, but because I know Seiyuda was actually really involved with Phigros and actually really liked it a lot. But I don't know. The developers can probably clarify that on their own if they want to. But doing a free-to-play game, it's free-to-play for the players. It's not free to play for the it's not free to develop. If only it was F2D. It's F2P. So that's kind of my side thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I found the as we were launching this, I found the end kill.
Oh dear.
Yeah, actually, what did I found this section here. Oh, whoa. This was, I think, the melody that Cry sent, and then I looped it. I got it in as a MIDI. Yep. Yep. I also don't... Do I have it? I have the funny voice line. I have No, not that one. He has it. Cry has that one. I have the funny pre-drop vocal.
Let's fucking
go.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Let me find it.
About some comments from the live stream and from the comments of my highlight videos. Why did Let's Fucking Go got through with censorship or something? Meanwhile, Destruction 321 has a swear word.
Oh, that's a well, no. Sample is. The I don't give a that's a
yeah,
that's a specific sample that's already censored. It's for effect. It's not an actual censor thing.
It's definitely for effect. That's
like the I don't give a fuck.
Wait, hold on. I don't give a fuck. It's normalized his voice. He recorded it in full and cut it off later.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know about that.
It's on his Bilibili, I guess.
Yeah.
Is it?
And here's the.
I think they cut it because for the effects, I guess.
I found that. Here's the sample. I got it.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, let's go.
That was that got compressed very highly and then put in. And then also the end kill. Oh yeah. It's a different kick, I think, when it was a different kick from like a long time ago. I forgot also another thing that I usually do with speedcore sections, and I actually put that in.
That specific wah sound reminds me of 42.
The scream?
Yeah.
Because that scream was in 42. because I used it. I use it in all speed core sections. It's from the same pack that Let's Fucking Go is, actually. But I use that to layer it on top of speed core sections all the time.
God.
Mostly because it adds like a great amount of noise. Obviously, with nothing else behind it, it doesn't sound as great. But the kicks were all right here. I also pitch bend it up. Yeah, some of these kicks are also from a Yuta Imai kick pack, which is it's so good. Anyway, all of this to say, yeah, that's there's other stuff back here. What's over here? Oh, whoops. That's the part that we already saw. There's the kick patterns. What's over here? I just want to see if there's anything else that I could like give to the audience. Oh, there was another drop that's like really trash. Never mind. There was some low parts. There were other kick parts. Interesting. Oh god. All right. Anyway, that's all I got for Retribution. There's nothing else.
Thanks.
Anyway, that project is officially, like, that project file, though, is officially done. And I think the unfortunate part is that both the projects have been fragmented and separated across. So if Retribution gets passed around for whatever reason to anyone else, well, Pigeon Games, I hope you have the pre-master and master, because we don't. I mean, we probably do, but, like, yeah. Anyway, that's, I think the last thing I want to talk about is free-to-play versus profit. Phigros is kind of paving the way for free-to-play games being high budget, and I think that's a good thing, but I also think, I mean, of course, it's free-to-play for players, but then also, like, it coming out of pocket for the developers as well, because obviously the world's got to go round and round, and unfortunately the world runs on money, so I like it. I think, I think that seeing more of these free-to-play games is better. Honestly, you could almost consider Rizline free-to-play because of the literally $1. It's like so minuscule. But also liminality is a big deal now as well. Or at least liminality got a bit of traction, and I'm excited about that. But they're fixing a bunch of bugs. Leave them alone. I will defend liminality with my life. And then also,
I mean, the problem with the free-to-play stuff is, I think with the position that Phigros has right now, is that they're on a very, very good feedback loop position, where the game has such a big impact with the British gaming community that there are some members who are very talented and are very, very adamant on providing their service, their skills to provide the game even more in terms of improving the quality.
That's a bottle for those in the background. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a self-fulfilling cycle.
Yeah.
And sadly, even though there are a handful of really good free-to-play games that are out right now, I could just mention all of them, but they wouldn't really benefit that much in the same cycle as Phigros is experiencing right now. So by saying that Phigros is a free-to-play game and is paving the way for free-to-play games to be much more prominent in the mobile written gaming scene, isn't really drawing reality as accurate as it is right now. There are a lot of games that are really fun to play, like Liminality. There's Chain Beat that's completely free if I remember correctly. There's Orsmic as
Takumi
well.
3.
That is, yeah, Takumi Cube. Yeah, it's an indie game. It does have.
I forgot it's Takumi Cube.
Yeah, it's Cube, not Cubic. I made that mistake for like 2 years.
Yeah.
By pronouncing it Cubic.
Takumi Cube and then Dance Rail. I know people like Dance Rail, but
yeah, there's just a lot of other written games that are in the same vein as Phigros, but doesn't experience that same positive feedback loop because of how Phigros started off as a very voluntary project with very, very capable people in that core group. And I just wanted to say that if there are a lot of people out there who wanted to have more free play written games, I'd say don't put your expectations too high and just play with whatever that you have right now. Explore more.
To be honest, yeah,
Explore
I'll
more
kind of
games.
backpedal my comments. You're probably right because it's like I want to like I think a lot of us want to believe that like free to play rhythm games like will, and even Miso included, like a lot of us want to believe that like this community could run on free to play content, but the sad fact is that it doesn't. It does run on. A lot of these artists do want to. A lot of these rhythm game artists, like for example, do want to make this their passion and want to do this full time, but we have to make money from it. And so from there, it's just a cycle of we gotta live with the hands that we gotta live with the hand that we're dealt with. And I think with Phigros, they've so far played their hand the best that they could, especially making this as accessible to players as they can, while also providing a insane amount of quality. And the detriment to that quality is these updates take a long ass time because everybody's got to get the money together to actually put it together, as opposed to Archaea, which has a more set. Obviously, it takes a while for updates in Archaea, but like they have a more set schedule, like because they have the funds to get stuff planned ahead of time.
And the player base has known that fact that at least for big players in the game like Archaea, like Cytus, like any Riot games, even though I despise them, I bet that some of them do have the same opinion about that. But I digress. It's very predictable for some of the big games, but for very indie games and for games that are in the position like Phigros, it's definitely much more towards how patient their player base are willing to be in terms of updates and how long are they willing to support.
Right.
Especially when Phigros definitely face a lot of problems with them releasing on Google Play Store. That has definitely become a big detriment, and I'm really glad that they have that they're able to release Chapter 8 on time on all platforms.
Yeah,
that is such a big break for all of us international players who would have instead download tap and had to start from the beginning because it's a different save. And if Chapter 8 wasn't released on time for all of us, then
a lot of people would have gotten spoiled too.
Yeah, would have gotten spoiled. It wouldn't have this much of a publicity as it should have been. But I'm glad it went out really great. So props to Pigeon Games on that.
And on that note, it's about time to wrap it up, sadly. But is RN's like disconnecting from the Phigros. So.
Oh dear.
If you want to know the actual budget-friendly reason, it's because we forgot to get Mako to draw a spray for him. we forgot to put Mako in the sweatshop. My bad. Oh, thanks. Special thanks to Mako for everything she does. Who actually is like lurking, but her mic is muted, but that's okay. That was the entire point. So I think the final thing is so Phigros Chapter 8, go play it. Also, maybe go play Retribution, but like play Retribution more than any other song because I'm biased. But also, go play rhythm games, just in general.
Play Destruction 3, 2, 1, 2.
Yes.
I made a jacket.
Get your fingers crushed by Destruction 3, 2, 1, and all the other charts too. Just enjoy whatever you have right now because who knows when's the next update gonna come.
I'm about to say, we will see you all in 2028.
Come on.
We'll see you all in 228 or something.
Yeah, pretty much. And finally, I think one big thing is what was the last thing I was gonna say? Well, I mean, that's it for our Phigros discussion. Next week we're gonna be talking about, or at least whenever that. Oh, hopefully it'll be next week. We're trying to get a more consistent upload schedule. Next week we're going to be talking about what was it? I think Liminality, and then we also have some other stuff on the list.
Yeah, I wanted to dedicate the next discussion episode about the rest of the free-to-play games.
Yeah. We can definitely do that.
That
but
would be good.
I think for now, let's go ahead and put in some announcements because I think we have. Obviously, I think a lot of people are wondering about the future of Corner Cap now that Rini has officially stepped off the team for personal reasons.
Yeah, that might be a shock for some of you who don't follow us on Twitter.
For those of you who don't know, Rini was the co-host and was kind of like one of the catalysts that started this entire thing back when I tweeted that I wanted to start a rhythm game podcast. Michiko joined in. I dragged R in against his will. And then Mako made art in a sweatshop for us. So, obviously, as you can see, this is a hodgepodge team of really unfortunate circumstances. So, a lot of this has to be kind of curated a bit. So, we are looking into we've been looking into an overhaul since Rini left because we figured it would be the perfect time to do so. Not because we're trying to mitigate Rini's leaving, but mostly because we're trying to, we figured it would be a good time to maybe freshen up the pace a little bit. So, here's a few announcements we have. First of all, one, we're trying to get a more consistent upload schedule as we've been hinting throughout the entire thing. We're trying to hopefully do 1 episode a week. Hopefully. If not, we'll dial it down to 1 episode a month.
That's a very big dedication.
It's a big dedication, but I think we can at least try
do a stream. Let's do a stream if we can't get an episode out.
Yeah, pretty much. The point is, we're trying to get a more consistent upload schedule. Hopefully, actually, I think we'll probably like reverse it a bit. We'll start with 1 episode a month, and then if we can get it more consistent, we'll do 1 episode a week. That's the goal, and we're gonna figure that out. We also have another section coming to the Corner Cab. 2 specific new sections that we're probably going to work on. One of which is going to be, first of all, an idea that Michiko is actually boiling up a little bit. It's a Rhythm Game Roundup newsletter type section that we're going to have, which will be compiling all updates of all rhythm games from mobile to arcade, all within basically a 1 roundup per, I don't know, maybe like a half month or a month. We haven't decided on the interval yet.
I'm already cooking this up for since last year, and this was supposed to be a project for my channel, but considering the type of content that I'm doing right now, I think it's fair to say that this channel would be much better suited for the Rhythm Game Roundup.
Yep.
I've been spilling this for the past 4 months over on my own Discord server, trying to get some ideas on how I should present it, and hopefully by the end of the month, or even half the month, if I'm able to get my schedule straight, there will be a pilot episode coming up. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Yep. And then finally, we have one other section that I have been planning to do. There are going to be a new section. There's going to be hopefully a new section called Just One More Set, which is literally, since we're going with the arcade theme, Just One More Set is basically going to be lightning rounds and really short video uploads of any sort of news updates that are happening in the rhythm game community, i.e. events, happenings with specific artist releases. This will be focused on following specific rhythm game artists and spreading to you all that either, hey, M3 is happening and a bunch of albums are coming out this year or this month, and a bunch of other stuff like that as well. Those are going to be pretty much presented by me because they're really quick to record and I can send them out really fast. So that's pretty much going to be the generalized. We want to basically fill this YouTube channel with a bunch more content so that, everybody has something to watch and is able to keep up with the rhythm game industry. The entire point of the Corner Cab was to make the rhythm game industry more accessible to people and make it more accessible to get into. So if you're looking for a good place to start, hopefully the Corner Cab will be a launch point for you to find out what games you like to play, what music you like to follow, etc. And that's pretty much all the announcements we have. That's the big rework that we've been working on for the Corner Cab. And we're hoping to have the episodes be a little more discussion based rather than feel like interviews the entire time. Because that while those interviews were cool, that unfortunately was not the direction that I wanted to go with it. So we're trying to kind of track it back to what I imagined it to be. So
yeah, the interviews were really cool, but with how fast we were pacing with the amount of interviews that we're doing, 3 interviews in a row, really?
Yeah.
4.
Not to mention they are a really big pain to organize. It would be much better to bring the guests on for any sort of discussion. And we're also trying to cut down on episode length as well. So that's pretty much all the announcements that we have. Michiko, you have any other last announcements?
Well, I don't think there's any more announcements other than if you guys do have any kind of comments about what we've been discussing or any input about what we're going to be doing in the future, then let us know in the comments. We're definitely reading those. That's for certain.
I'm fucking stupid. Hey, everybody that's watching, remember the tweet that I sent out about tell us about the Archaea stuff you want us to talk about the corner cab? Sorry, that's next week. Or that's the next episode. That's what I forgot. Sorry, we're doing that. First. And we might have a special guest for that next episode.
Ooh.
No, it is not.
To be honest, I don't even know.
You do know. I've told you before. It's a kind of exciting one. It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good guest.
See?
I'm excited.
We'll see.
It's a pretty good one. Anyway, so sorry. Next episode is going to be the Archaea episode. We're going to be talking about everything Archaea from version 1.0 to 4.0. So we'll be talking all that stuff, and we'll also be just discussing some stuff in Archaea. This is going to be a lot more of a nitty-gritty episode, so if you're not an Archaea player, I mean, tune in if you want. We need the views. So, but, anyway. This is the part where we insert, hey, 5% of you that watch aren't subscribed, so you should hit the subscribe button.
Hold on, I could actually check that.
No, no, I don't want to go into that. All right, that's it. Everybody, it's been great for going into the corner cap. We'll see you all next month. Quickly, I gotta leave very fast. Before I don't want to, no. Get out of here. Go, leave. Ah!